Christopher Willett with Vision and Unity will be answering the first question. Christopher will answer a question, and Bijan will answer the second question. First, they will give a little intro about themselves and their slate.
Can we start? First of all, can you hear me? I'm good. Yes. No. A little louder. Let me pull this up. Yeah. Good. Better. Yes.
Great.
Awesome. How's it going, everyone? My name is Chris Willett. I'm the current Associated Students Vice President. I'm running for President of Associated Students under the slate Vision and Unity. A little bit about myself. I've been in AS for about 3 years. I've worked with a multitude of students, faculty, staff, administration, with other Associated Students presidents from around the state. Truthfully, I love Associated Students. I'm extremely excited to be here today and to be able to talk to all of you about the issues. Hopefully, we answer a bunch of your questions and you are able to make an awesome, educated decision when it comes to voting tomorrow and the next day. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you guys for all being here. My name is Bijan Nazare Pertusi. I am running under the slate of Engage. This is my Vice President, Sahar, and pretty much I'm a broadcast journalism student. I'm a political science minor, and I am currently Upper Division Senator. Now, one of the main things that we're trying to do is engage students, hence the slate name. And we are reaching out to the students instead of letting the students come to us. So.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Our first question for Christopher Willett will be, what do you believe is the role of Associated Students and the AS President?
Well, I'll start with Associated Students for this part of the question. So, Associated Students is meant to be the official voice of all students on campus. For many campuses around the state, with a smaller university, sometimes it's a little bit easier. We have a huge university, we have 36,000 strong, and I think that being the voice of the students and really representing them in statewide issues and in the Senate or in the classroom, really just tackling the issues that students have, whether it be the USU microwave is broken or our tuition keeps going up, we need you to help on Proposition 30. Then that's the medium. When it comes to the president is outlined fairly well in the Associated Students Code. The Associated Students has a lot of responsibilities, whether it's working with students, administration, faculty, staff, or working with the programs inside of Associated Students, Recycling Center, Outdoor Adventures, Rec Sports. So I think the president really just has to do a multitude of things and really has to try to be everywhere and really engaging not only with the students but with legislature and with the school in general, so we can have a good connection and get things done as a team and as a group, and so we're not fighting against each other, we're always trying to get things done as a collaborative unit.
Bijan, your response?
So, the objective of the AS is supposed to provide the ultimate college experience. And the AS Associated Students is supposed to be the official voice. Now, that's the objective. The Senate is supposed to be the legislative body, which pretty much decides the policies, the allocation of funding that we get as the Associated Students. I feel, and as president, what I would do is make more advancement for these Associated Students and really go out to reach the students. And that's what we did with our slate Engage. We went to go out to each student and ask them their issues. We have over 1,400 issues that each student has, and they're all different. Whether it's Wi-Fi, which due to Wi-Fi we weren't able to stream this online, so that's an issue that we're working on. It's really going out to the students and seeing what they have as an issue and coming all together and decide, hey, do you guys want to do this? And as president, what I would do is ask them, what do you request from a president? What do you think the Associated should be doing? Not what we are doing, but what we should be doing. What makes the campus life better? That's what the Associated Students is supposed to do.
Thank you. This next question will also be for Bijan, and then we'll go back to Chris for his rebuttal. What part of Associated Students are you most proud of?
You know what? I'm proud of the organization to come together. That's what I'm proud of. And being a body. As you can see, it's so hard to get people to come together. So just the fact that they are an organization is what I'm proud of. Now, proud doesn't mean that there can be some changes happening. So there has to be some changes. And there has to be people that want to go ahead and tackle those changes.
Thank you. Christopher?
I'm proud of a lot of things about Associated Students. I've been around for a long time, so I've gotten to see the growth of Associated Students. When I first started working in the marketing department, it was two of us in a room, just working on video and graphic design, and it grew into an 8-person student-run organization, part of Associated Students that's really helped outreach to different students. I'm proud of all the programs and services. Our big show has gotten huge thanks to the efforts of productions. Our recycling center staff are amazing. Our outdoor adventure program is selling out tickets every week. And that's been huge. And those are huge pieces of growth seen through the students, seen through Associated Students, and I'm really proud of that. I'm also proud of the work that Associated Students has done with the California State Student Association, being able to advocate for Proposition 30 to really make sure that tuition increases don't happen. And there will be no tuition increases for the next 2 to 3 years because of Proposition 30. And I would say I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of the work that we've done in those areas. And we've really listened to the students. I'm very, very, very excited, hopefully to be helping out this next year to continue, unifying the campus and really going out and talking to the students and saying, what do we want to work on now? Because for the first time in a long time, we don't have to fight and keep fighting for tuition. It'll still be in the talks, don't get me wrong. It'll never go away. We'll still always be talking about it, but we don't have to fight. So I'm just proud of it, yes.
Thank you. Christopher, how do your current positions make you the most qualified candidate for the position of Associated Students President?
Well, I've worked really hard since I've been here on campus. I came to this campus. I didn't want to be involved. I didn't want to be involved in anything. I just wanted to go to school, get my education, and leave. And I think that once I joined different organizations, I really began to get a true pride and love for this campus. But when it comes to the actual positions I've had and why it makes me qualified, I sit as Associated Students Vice President right now. I think that's a good lead up into President. I've gotten to be with Sydney and work with Sydney for the past year. I've seen 2 other Associated Students Presidents work, both Amanda Flevin and Connor Lansdale. So, I continuously talk to those people. I've talked to AS presidents in the past, and I really believe that because I'm so involved in Associated Students, I've had so many different opportunities to work with students and really get to learn what it takes to become a leader in Associated Students and to make different decision-making and problem-solving and be able to make different decisions and really problem-solve. I think that it makes me the most qualified in that way. Yeah.
Thank you. Bijan?
I feel the same way as Chris, except that I did want to be involved. When I came to the campus, I noticed that this is one of the most beautiful campuses on the West Coast. And this was my prized place to go to, choosing a college that I wanted to call home, to get an education, to get involved. CSUN is one of the main producers for the economy for Los Angeles itself. So, as my qualifications do, I'm a student who was not engaged. And then when I seen all these nice activities that we do provide, I felt that we needed to make it more available to people that didn't know about them. And that's where I come in. Letting people know, me being a broadcast journalist, I know what it is to inform people. I know that's my duty, is to inform people. And it seems like there's a lack of information that people just don't know about. So we have to inform people. Another one of my qualifications is that I share the same experiences as a student. So when Wi-Fi doesn't work, what I did was I attacked it and said, you know what, we have to figure out why it doesn't work. What's the issues to why it doesn't work? Another one of my qualifications is that I'm a political science minor. I know how I'm understanding how politics is work. And me being recently appointed to Upper Division Senator, I'm getting my process and my opportunity to really work within the Associated Students.
Thank you. What are your first priorities and your specific goals for the year if you are elected?
Thank you, Bree. One of the main focuses is this Wi-Fi issue. Now, that alone itself, and also this community issue, one of the things as president that I would focus on is creating more Meet the Clubs events. There's only one each semester. Now that's how people really get to know all the other clubs and all the other organizations that are around campus. Now, there needs to be a little bit more efficiency to this Meet the Clubs. For instance, one of the ideas I have is put all the cultural groups together. Put all the religious groups together. Put all the political groups together. Because we know there's a presence of Greek life here. And sometimes it can be overwhelming, overshadowing to the other people and the other organizations that are here. So we need to make it a little bit more effective. Now, for this Wi-Fi issue, what we're going to have to do is, there's a fee called this Campus Quality Fee, which most people do not know about. That is to create more school spirit. That is to create the advancement of information technology so we're at the top as CSUN. So what we're going to have to do is allocate a little bit more of that funding and enhance our Wi-Fi. We have to. We have to have this access to Wi-Fi. We can't be walking around with a laptop trying to find the hotspot. I seen someone earlier doing that. We shouldn't be doing that in CSUN. So those are one of the main issues that I'll be working on. Not to mention creating more community. Of course, it's so easy to cop out and say CSUN is a commuter school. But really, this is our community while we're here and while we're alumni when we graduate. So as president, those are some of the issues that I'll work on.
All right, I just want to start by addressing the Wi-Fi. So while I do believe that Wi-Fi is extremely important, trust me, it is. I need it every day. I'm going to tell you right now that I don't think Wi-Fi is even in the top 50 priorities for this campus. I currently sit on the Student Fee Advisory Committee. I voted personally in favor to allocate 100% of the funds asked for last year for Wi-Fi in the library. The library is the place where usually people find the most dead spots, the 3rd, 4th floor, and I'll tell you right now that Campus IT is continuously working on that. I've worked with Hillary, Vice President of Information Technology, Hillary Baker, and those things. And really, if students come to us and let us know, hey, there's a dead spot here, we can just go over there and talk to them, and we can get that fixed like that.
Students should have to come to you.
Okay, well, thank you. So if students do want to come to us, if they do have a problem, which they should feel comfortable enough to do, don't get me wrong, we'll go to students. We'll have those good times together. But for me, I think we really want to start with the community. We want to start right away looking into our Matador camp. We want to start looking into the parking app. But really, we want to start training the Senate. First thing we're going to do, go in, we're going to train the people that we're going to be working with. We're going to try to find ways so we can all become a part of it. The president, vice president can't do everything. We can't always be. We can't talk to 300 clubs a day. You know what I mean? So if we have different people working with us, if we have people that we're training and we're becoming a team, we can all go out and become much more effective and much stronger in the collaborative things that we want to do. It's about our collaborative voice and the collaborative issues, not just one thing that we want to do.
Thank you. If elected, how will you ensure that your college senators are best representing their college?
Oh, it's me, I'm sorry. It comes with a lot of things. So, I mean, really, like I just said, with training, it's going to be extremely crucial in that first couple months during the summer to really get together, go to a retreat and talk about how are we going to best inform our college, how are we best going to stay intact with our college, because that's what it comes down to. Being in communication with the deans and the chairs of each department are going to be extremely crucial when working with the colleges. Because it starts at the top and it comes down. That's the way it is. Like I said, there's 36,000 students at this campus. There's no way I could expect any person on this campus to go and talk to every 36,000 students. There's no way. So we have to work as a team to all get out there and work with our respective groups, and that's exactly what we're saying. Is how do we get them involved with their colleges? And it's going to be classroom presentations. It's going to be, like I said, working with the deans, the chairs, to really figure out what issues are important to the students, the faculty, the staff, to get an overall best education for students.
Thank you. Same question, Bijan.
Now, I agree that it's difficult to get in contact with all 36,000 students. But you have to make yourself available. And you have to create information that is available for the students, because I believe that it works from the students up. Because we're the students that are here, that are getting the education. Of course, we have the faculty and administration to make sure that we have a little bit of oversight. But it's automatically it's the students that have this experience, and they should be, the administration and staff should be working to show the students' quality of experience on campus is the highest. Now, when you start talking about creating meetings and that, you still need the oversight to make things efficient. I've talked to a few senators, and they said, you know what, the students have to come to me. The students have to tell me their issues. So, if a student is not involved or is a commuter student, how are they going to have the time to come and go reach to the senators? It's pretty tough. So we have to create maybe meetings that is more open forum, that are more information to the students. And we give them that insight that there is a meeting. Because this whole process of us campaigning and being an advocate to engage students, it's been so much of a process, which people have lended their help. The staff and the administration have given us their help. But at the same time, it needs to be more structured. We need more structure. I can't have a student tell me, okay, I went to go ask for help. I went to go ask the senator, and the senator told me to go somewhere else. And then that person told me to go somewhere else. No. One stop, one senator has the answers, has the questions. That's where it stops right there.
Thank you. Bijan, how do you plan to work with the California State Student Association? And do you feel that CSUN has a powerful lobbying voice?
I think the California State Student Association is awesome. And it's a reflection of kind of what we're trying to do here as an Associated Students. It's kind of the bigger umbrella. The CSSA is all CSU campuses collectively coming together and voting on issues at the state level. So, when we're talking about legislation, we're talking about freezing tuition, when we're talking about fee hikes and all this stuff, that's what the California Student Association does. Especially when we come together, we have that lobbying power to say, hey, we want to freeze tuition. Hey, we want to stop fee hikes. We want to incorporate more information technology into the system. And we want to take opposition to the legislation that we don't approve of. And as students, we don't benefit from. So yes, I believe the CSSA is a great example of what we can do here as Associated Students.
Thank you. Christopher, same question.
The California State Student Association is awesome. I would also agree. I've worked with CSSA as a graphic design intern for this past year. I've been sitting on the board of directors with Sydney Powell and Ryan Story, our legislative affairs chair. So I've gotten tons of experience working with those people. I have endorsements from many of the campus presidents and the CSSA board of directors. I worked with the legislative affairs, Vice President of Legislative Affairs Pedro, on Proposition 30. We made an infographic that was sent all around the state that talked about the benefits of passing Proposition 30. It was blown up and signed by Governor Brown. He thought it was an amazing piece of an amazing way to advocate to students to be quick, to get quick information and really communicate well to students. I really love CSSA. I've worked with, like I said, I've worked with them for the past year and a little bit last year or the year before. And yeah, CSUN has a huge lobbying voice. Our Chair of Legislative Affairs, Ryan Story, was just in Sacramento lobbying on behalf of students, working to possibly get some taxes that would benefit students when it comes to their tuition, their financial aid, their Pell Grants. CSUN has a huge voice when it comes to Sacramento. We have been very active, whether it's been the March for Higher Education in Sacramento or working with different presidents for different universities. So.
Thank you. Christopher, a common misconception is that CSUN is a commuter-only campus, but we have a large residential population as well. What programs would you introduce to address the needs of both?
So addressing the needs for all students is just going to be a timing issue, in my opinion. So, there's not going to be an event where it's like, this event is just for commuter students. No residents are allowed. Or this is just resident students, no commuters allowed. We don't want that. We want the commuter mentality to be gone. Commuter into community has always been something that I've advocated for, and really just cutting that down. And it's going to come from a lot of different things. It's going to be having events at different times of the day, because sometimes commuter students come later at night or earlier in the morning. So just by spreading it out throughout the day, it would be really helpful. Having events that are on the weekends hopefully would help with community students, being able to attend more events. But it comes from a multitude of things. The opening of BPAC, the SRC, new freshman dorms, things like that. That's how you get people to stay on campus. It's big projects like that, big style events that last throughout the day. So I really think that it's not tackling one commuter issue or one resident issue. It's just having more events throughout the day that work for everybody.
Thank you. Bijan?
It's funny you talk about commuter to community, and I agree. I think the commuter kind of concept is, it's easy to say we're all commuters, or easy to say CSUN is a commuter school. But the fact that I have experience commuting to here, and me joining the programs that we have and the activities we have, made me more into the community. I think that's one of the things that we have to tackle, is let people know that we have these activities at school, so you don't have to just come here and go home. You can come here, get some tutoring, get some workshops, get involved, get into the student government. There's activities here that keep students on, and we can implement more activities to keep people more involved with the school campus and keep people engaged. That's the issue. When you're a commuter, you just want to get there, you don't want to miss traffic, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. So we have to implement these things. I like the freshman dorms, that's awesome. We need to do more things like that. As far as the freshman Matador involvement that we're working on as well, to get people introduced to the freshman life and the CSUN life, that's awesome as well. That's how we're going to get people more involved and not just keep them commuters. Now we need to create some of these lanes to get subsidy transits and subsidies for people that do commute. Most people don't know that's even offered as well. So we need to make more of this information available for students so they can get more involved in our community. If you don't have the information, how do you expect to get involved in the community?
Thank you. Bijan, what does school spirit look like to you, and does CSUN have that?
I'm all about school spirit. CSUN does have school spirit, but we can be more passionate about being a Matador. We can be more passionate. Matadors are resilient. They're groundbreaking. They caress the cutting edge. So we need to be on the fast lane to being the best, one of the best CSUs, one of the best campuses, one of the best recycling and leading for our community. I know we won an award for being one of the, I believe, top-ranked community service campus. So we need to work on that. That's what's gonna improve our community. That's what's gonna improve our school spirit. Now, we have talks about these Matador football. We have talks about these things. I think we need to take all those ideas and take them to the students, because ultimately they will know what the Matador spirit is. They will know how the school spirit can transpire, can transcend. We have to take it to them with all the information. And information is key. Engage, inform, and involve people in the whole process is the whole reason why we're associated students. So yes, we do have a sense of school spirit, but we need to make it more prevalent.
Thank you. Christopher?
School spirit looks a lot like this. A lot like people standing right here listening to two candidates that they probably don't know a lot about or they know too much about talk about issues, and really to make an informed decision about when voting happens tomorrow and the next day. This is what spirit looks like to me. Spirit is going out and being a part of something that is outside of your academic related field, whether it's you're doing research or you're in a club organization, part of the Greek community, you're working with athletics. That's school spirit. School spirit is wearing your school colors. Yes, it's rah school spirit. Sure, that's all part of it. But like I said, being a part of different activities is really huge in our school spirit. CSUN has tremendous spirit. When I started here 5 years ago, I'll tell you, it was a lot less. I saw a lot less CSUN shirts. I've never seen a shirt that said "I bleed red and black" when I came here in 2008. I've seen the SRC be built, the VPAC, freshman dorms, new parking structures, a new turf field. All these things have been built, and I'm telling you, in my personal opinion, it has increased tremendously because of those activities, because of those services available to students. And I think it's more than just having a day where we say, all right, we're all going to have school spirit today. We should have school spirit every day. And I think that the more and more we look at our campus, and over a longer period of time, we'll definitely see it. The Matador statue is a huge part of who we are, I think, now, and I think that people really see that as a pride point for themselves to be able to go to that and to see, I'm a Matador, I belong to this university, and so yeah.
Thank you, Christopher. That concludes the presidential questions. We now have vice president questions. We're going to go with Talar because of the rock, paper, scissors.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Perfect.
Go ahead and give your intro.
Well, hello. My name is Talar Alexanian. I currently serve as your Upper Division Senator here, a part of Associated Students. I just want to say that from day one of my time here as a freshman, I started getting involved on campus. I got involved in a variety of different clubs and organizations, whether they're more cultural or Greek, or even sports clubs I tried out. I really got a sense about the vibrancy of this campus. So throughout these past 2-3 years, I've really grown to love this campus and truly call myself a proud Matador. A couple of things about myself also. I work in the Matador Involvement Center. I've been able to communicate with a lot of the clubs and organization leaders on this campus and truly see firsthand what issues are important to them. Because, we're all here. The two candidates are here today. Of course, we would love your support in this upcoming election. However, reaching out isn't only a 1-month period. It's a long-term process. You don't just get a pulse of the campus within a month. You get a pulse of the campus between 2-3 years that you've been here, involved in all these organizations, involved in student government, involved in the athletics community. So I hope to really present that in this upcoming election as well.
Thank you, Talar. Sahar?
Hi, my name is Sahar Makini. I'm the president of the Iranian Student Association. I was the vice president last year. Just a little about me, I'm a business law major, and I work with Congressman Howard Berman, and that allowed me to learn how to communicate. Now, Talar stated that we cannot fact that the learning process is not only for a month, it's for 3 years. The reason I'm pursuing running is because I've been here for the past 3 years and I haven't seen change. Now, I'm not dissing anyone, but I'm just saying that there's room for improvement. As president, I've endured a lot of obstacles in my path. However, help was not there. The only person who's helped me the past 2 years has been Augie, which is he's a faculty. I feel that as vice president, not even that, I feel the objective of AS is to help students, to be there, to provide that help. And I'm running because I haven't seen that in the past 3 years. Now, of course, senators and vice president and president are going to say, oh, we're there. But the reality is, no one knows about it. They're not informed. That's why I'm pursuing running.
Thank you. Talar, what do you believe is the role of Associated Students and the Vice President?
Associated Students is an integral part on this campus. It recognizes and represents the student voices, which is why Chris and myself are running in Vision in Unity, strengthening our collaborative voice. We are the fourth most diverse campus in this nation, and we want to make sure that your AS student leaders reflect that, whether it be through senators or through the different programs and organizations on this campus. So Associated Students already has so many programs and services, which Chris already highlighted, but of course there's always room for improvement. There's always room to grow and expand on our current programs. But and as far as the role of the vice president, I would say it's a tag team with the president. We believe in a very strong partnership. There is no one student leader. We are all one here. We are all students, and we want to make sure that we are unified in this upcoming year and are really strong in advocating for you, not only on this campus to the students, to our university administration, but also the Cal State student leaders and our board of trustees, because they play a big role on what happens on the CSUN campus, and it's important for us to have representatives on that kind of statewide level. I've actually worked with CSSA as well as in one of the committees, the Admissions Advisory Council, to make the process easier for transfer students and freshmen to come to the CSU system. And we want to hope to build upon that in the upcoming year and make sure that students are very proud of CSUN and continue to be proud of Associated Students.
Thank you, Talar. Sahar?
I think the objective of AS is to be the voice of the students. Now, what that means to me is going out there, reaching to students, and letting them know about everything that's going on. Now, the past month and a half, we've been reaching out to students. If I may, we went out to classrooms, to clubs, individual students, and asked them what their concerns are, okay? Many didn't even know about AS. That's where my issue comes in. They didn't even know what AS was, AS elections. They didn't even know that they paid more than $150 each semester. I have an issue with that. As vice president, I want to go out there and reach the clubs. Now, how would I do that, you ask? Each week, vice presidents and presidents are given 3 hours where they can, have office hours, which anyone can drop by. I didn't even know that, and I'm the president of the Iranian Student Association. What I propose to do is reach out to the presidents of clubs. Now, I know that's not reaching out to every individual, but that's a good way to inform groups of people. What I would do is inform them and let them know that, hey, AS is here, your vice president is here to help you. What I would do afterwards is let them know, how the process works. I had a lot of issue with trying to do anything from getting a tabling, whatever it was, and I think that it can be way easier. Now, as vice president, as Flora mentioned, I would be helping Bijan and I would be doing activities that need to be done. But my goal is to reach out to students and clubs and organizations.
Thank you very much. Sahar, what is an obstacle you have overcome as a CSUN student and how did it influence you?
One of the main things that I had to overcome was the fact that I'm going to talk about me being president of the Iranian Student Association just because as a student, you guys, my classes were fine. I got my classes. Of course, they were hard, but as a student, I had the advisors that I could go to seek help. However, as president of the Iranian Student Association, some of the obstacles that I had to overcome was the fact to get people to come to my club. Now, let me tell you what we did. We would pass out food. We had tabling. We would, get together with a group of people and go out and get to know each other. We did all that, and still, the turnout number is not that high. Now, that goes back to being a commuter school. A lot of people can go. And I try to fight that. I try to get members, but I cannot do it alone. This is a whole system. Now, the system we're known as a community school, and if we can engage students, it would make my job as president and every other president's job a little bit easier. The reason that Bija and I are running together is because we believe that the school has so much to offer, yet no one knows about it. And that's why our platform name is Engaged, because we want students to be informed and engaged, and to know that, hey, CSUN does do all this, even though we're labeled as a community school.
Thank you. Talar?
Before I answer that question, Bree, I wanted to simply point out that a correction to one of the statements they said, you do not pay $150 a semester. You pay about $84 a semester to AS. So the current total is about $150 plus that goes to associated students. So,
If I may.
and then to go on about my obstacle, many of you might not know, but I'm actually a commuter student. I commute about 30 to 45 minutes per day, and I'm on campus 7 a.m. in the morning until 10 p.m. at night. Why, you may ask? Because I'm passionate about this campus, and I got involved since day one. I make sure to join clubs and organizations and seek out the resources here on campus, whether it be more on the academic side of things or more of the student affairs side of things. We have so much to offer as a campus in general, and it is up to your president, vice president, and your student leaders to help motivate and inspire our students to have that fire within, to stay on this campus, and to continue building on some programs such as Freshman Matador Camp, which will actually enhance a freshman's experience to CSUN and really make sure that student retention is one of the goals in the upcoming years. So I was able to overcome that 30 to 45 minute commute and just getting involved and talking to wonderful students and faculty here on campus. So I hope to continue in that thread alongside Chris in the upcoming year.
Thank you. Talar, what part of Associated Students are you most proud of?
That's such a tough question for me because Associated Students has been a tremendous support not only to the students I represent, but to me as well in the upcoming year. Just meeting all these diverse people here on this campus has opened my eyes to the power that we all have and the things that we can implement in the upcoming year. So one of the, all our programs have been amazing. One thing has been actually our subsidy program, which we've helped fund about $100,000 of student fees to go back to the students in terms of transit subsidies, which has been a tremendous growth in past years and continues to grow in the upcoming year. So really making sure that AS is in that upward progression and that our programs and services from recycling to outdoor adventures continue to prosper.
Thank you. Sahar?
What I'm proud of, as Bijan said earlier, I do agree with him at this point, is the fact that there's so many programs offered, okay? The fact that there's so many organizations and clubs, that's what I'm proud of from CSUN, and that's why I joined clubs, because if they're there, I can just go and get to know people, and as Flora mentioned, diversity, that's what I love about CSUN as well. You can meet a bunch of different people, and in my major, I've met so many people that we're very diverse, and I can learn from them and learn about what their issues are and what they want. And I think that's, for me, it would personally be the whole diversity of CSUN.
Thank you. Sahar, what does school spirit look like to you, and does CSUN have it?
School spirit. What it looks to me, to be honest, is more than this. We have 36,000 students who attend CSUN. If you look around, there's not a lot of people. I find this to be because it's the lack of information that's given. I was talking to some of my friends, some of my group members, and I told them, hey, are you guys working AS? And many of them proceeded, as I mentioned this before, what is it, what is it, what is it? And I'm just like, why doesn't anyone know about this? So, as much as this is great, the amount of people who have come in here to hear us, to support us, thank you. However, I do believe that this is not school spirit. For a student body of 36,000 people, it's not this, and I feel like that's the goal of AS, to go out there, to let people know about what's going on. And, I do appreciate everyone being here and listening, but out of 36,000 students, there's definitely room to improve.
Thank you. Talar?
CSUN's spirit is student participation, whether it be in your classrooms, in your jobs on campus, or simply, taking advantage of the resources we do have on campus, going to the SRC, going to university counseling services, and finding out what they have to offer. Of course, communication is crucial to the students, and with the influx of students constantly coming in and graduating, that's always going to be a priority, and it's always going to be an issue that the student leaders should make sure to advocate for and work on. Receiving communication from all of you, as well as making sure we are giving adequate communication through things like Senate in a Minute, which is a YouTube series that gives you guys quick updates on what happens in Senate meetings, or Open Forum Online, which allows students who don't attend meetings to write what the issues are most important to them. Those are things that we'd like to continue to implement and make sure that the students' voices are being heard and recognized, and not just talked about, but actually implemented and taken action on.
Thank you very much, candidates. That concludes our debate. I just want to remind everybody, elections are tomorrow and Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on campus, and if you live at the dorms, it's from 4 to 8, and you can vote from your smartphone, from your iPad, from your laptop, from your desktop, anywhere, as long as you get the email. So just click on the link and make sure you vote. Grab a voter guide. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.